out some of the meditations. We do have them all on Zoom. So it's great to see you. I am going to just mute a few people here, and then we'll get started. So some of you know the Feast for the Soul was founded 14 years ago. And it was founded because a woman who was on her spiritual path read a Rumi poem. And this Rumi poem said, "A new moon teaches gradualness and deliberation, and how one gives birth to oneself slowly. Patience with small details makes perfect a large work, like the universe. What 9 months of attention does for an embryo, 40 early mornings will do for your gradually growing awareness." So whatever time it is here for you, I welcome you. And it's so great to be here with you. I wanted to talk today a little bit about you and your spiritual growth and the gradualness and deliberation that gives birth to you. So I was thinking about today, I was writing about how the lotus seed grows in the mud. And there's this saying, no mud, no lotus. And what that really refers to is some of the challenges that we may have had early in our lives or even today. This serves as the fertilizer for this lotus seed. For instance, it's analogous to the lotus seed that grows from the mud toward the light, floats on the surface of a pond, and blossoms into a beautiful, pristine expression of life. And I think the same thing happens for us. Our fodder, our fertilizer of our challenges and our suffering and our meanness toward ourselves or others, it serves as fertilizer. And we still, when we step on a spiritual path, can grow to reach this pristine expression of life. And so today I thought we would honor and share a little about teachers that have helped us on our path. So I'm going to guide us into a meditation, and I'll start with mindfulness, and then I'll invite you to tune in to a few teachers along the way. But before we start, I want to talk to you a little bit about the 5 essentials to practice of any kind. The first is, it's okay to wander off. If I'm leading a practice and you're wandering off into a different journey, that's okay. But if you really want to, you can come back, pay attention again, all with kindness and honoring your own practice. There's no sense in beating yourself up in any way. So thoughts are okay. It's okay to get distracted, but your job in meditation is to return to the meditation and be kind to yourself. It's also important not to try to feel something that you do not feel, in terms of emotions especially, or expansion, or love, or anything. Instead, meditation is a journey into self-awareness. As the poem goes, a new moon teaches gradualness and deliberation and how one gives birth to oneself slowly. And I think the way we give birth to ourselves is by getting to know our interior, getting to experience what's really going on in there instead of an overlay of what should be going on in there. And we practice that in meditation. So thoughts are okay. Be kind to yourself. Don't try to have an experience you're not having. Let go of expectations in terms of your practice. Every meditation, as you've noticed, is different here in the feast. And we do this on purpose. First of all, it's always important to have a beginner's mind, a mind that's free from preconceived notions of how this should go or what someone should be saying or how you should be feeling. Instead, treat every moment in meditation and in your life as if it's the very first moment. I mean, that's really what life is. It's about life meeting your pure awareness, and to be able to meet whatever it may be, an experience, a person, a thought, an emotion, with a welcoming attitude. And lastly, to stick with your practice. Thank you for joining us. We are on day 29 of the Feast for the Soul. And I know some of you have never meditated this many days in a row, while others, this is just part of your natural experience. So I love that you're here. And the feast is really designed to help you deepen your self-awareness and your spiritual practice and your sense of belonging, belonging where you're sitting, belonging in the place you dwell, and belonging to a community that welcomes you and everyone who wants to practice with us. So let's get started. Again, my name's Sarah McLean, and I've been leading meditations since 1993. So it's my favorite thing to do, and thank you for letting me do it. Without you, it wouldn't be possible. So I invite you to sit comfortably. You can sit with your eyes closed or gazing downward to the floor. Find that space that feels good, maybe shutting off whatever distractions are in your environment, the television, the phone, unless you're on it watching this. And settle into whatever seat you're in. Finding that place of support and comfort that's right here, right now. You might begin to deepen your breath. Breathing in slowly and fully, in and out through the nose at your own pace. Bringing your attention right here, right now, where your life is and when your life is. Becoming mindful of the breath as you let it now return to its natural rhythm and depth. As you sit here with your eyes closed, you might notice your attention's turning inward a little bit. So begin to notice the sensations that are here physically for you. Perhaps you notice the solid ground under your feet. Or the way the chair holds you and supports you. You might begin to feel the warmth in your hands. Or the way the breath moves in and out of your body without effort. We'll be practicing now for about 20 minutes as we begin the practice with this mindful awareness. Aware of the sounds around you. Aware of the sensations inside you. And throughout this practice, if you need to at any time, you can open your eyes or shift your posture, make yourself more comfortable. The idea is to sit relatively still. We're going to take a journey of acknowledging and welcoming the various teachers along the way. There's a practice called Namaste, which is simply a recognizing the importance of someone else and the wisdom inherent in them. I invite you to think of a teacher, an animal or a human, that was one of your very first teachers, perhaps way before your spiritual journey was known to you. Could be a parent or a friend. Get a sense of him or her and how they saw you. And what they taught you. And with the attitude of namaste, honoring them, you may say some silent words of appreciation or simply thank you for the role and the part they played in your growing awareness. And now, invite another teacher into your awareness. Maybe one as you were in elementary or grammar school, a parent, a friend, a teacher, a pet. Recognizing the way they saw you and the lesson they taught you just by being who they are. And again, with the attitude of honoring them, that silent namaste, you can thank them and appreciate them. And once you deliberately stepped into your spirituality and began to explore your spiritual path, you might remember the teacher or teachings that you first were awakened by. Bring him or her into your awareness, the author of the teachings, the teacher itself. And explore the ways in which they evoked the best in you, how they awakened you to who you really are. And silently, with the attitude of appreciation and that inner namaste, acknowledge them, appreciate them. And as you continue on your spiritual journey, there are likely many teachers that support you. There are poets and mystics, or friends, or your pets, whoever is teaching you by the way they live and by the way they see you. You can begin to allow the awareness of them to arise in your consciousness. For the next few minutes, you can begin to silently dialogue with each teacher that shows up on the screen of your awareness, thanking them and appreciating them for their support on your journey. And if you like, you can continue this journey of appreciation and acknowledging your teachers. Or if you prefer, you can bring your attention to the center of your chest. Imagining the breath moving in and out from the center point of view. This heart-centered breath. As if there's a doorway right out in front of you that this breath moves in and out freely into. You could even imagine, if you like, there's a light or a flame that grows in the center of your chest and gets brighter and brighter with each inhale. Eventually, this light, whether you see it or feel it or imagine it, begins to shine all around you from inside you. This light of your awareness, lighting up everything. This is the light of your soul, the light of your awareness. Let's continue this heart-centered breath for a little while. You might begin to silently say the mantra, I am light. I am light. Simply say it without trying to create a feeling other than what's here. Let your mind rest on that simple affirmation, I am light. And if the mind protests, simply bring your attention back to the heart center. Invite this invocation again. I am light. We'll continue to sit in the stillness with the heart-centered breath. If you care to continue to repeat the affirmation, you can do that as well. And I'll keep track of the time as we sit together for a couple of more minutes, letting your whole body soften. I invite you now to take your attention off the affirmation and off the heart-centered breath and simply rest in awareness. Rest in your loving awareness. This is a practice of welcoming everything that arises in your mind, in your body, in the environment, and meeting each and every impulse and sensation with love. And now I'd like to invite you to keep your eyes closed as I share a poem with you. May the beauty of your life become more visible to you. And that you may glimpse your wild divinity. May the wonders of the earth call you forth from your small secret prisons and set your feet free in the pastures of possibilities. May the light of dawn anoint your eyes, that you may behold what a miracle a day is. May the liturgy of twilights shelter all your fears and darkness within the circle of ease. May the angel of memory surprise you in bleak times with new gifts from the harvest of your vanished days. May you allow no dark hand to quench the candle of hope in your heart. May you discover a new generosity toward yourself and encourage yourself to engage your life as a great adventure. May the outside voices of fear and despair find no echo in you. May you always trust the urgency and wisdom of your own spirit. May the shelter and nourishment of all the good you have done, the love you have shown, the suffering you have carried, awaken around you to bless your life 1,000 times. And when love finds the path to your door, may you open like the earth to the dawn and trust your every hidden color towards its nourishment of light. May you find enough stillness and silence to savor the kiss of God on your soul. May you delight in the eternity that shaped you, that holds you, and that calls you. And may you know that despite confusion, anxiety, or emptiness, your name is written in heaven. And may you come to see your life as a quiet sacrament of service, which awakens around you a rhythm where doubt gives way to the grace of wonder, where what is awkward and strained can find elegance, and where crippled hope can find wings, and torment enter at last unto the grace of serenity. May divine beauty bless you. It's a poem, Blessing for Beauty by John O'Donohue. And let's sit here for a moment in the stillness, imagining, if you like, that divine beauty is blessing you, and blessing all of us. So keeping your eyes closed for just another few moments, we'll be coming out of meditation slowly. You might begin to deepen your breath. Notice the light coming through your eyelids. Feel the space around you before you open your eyes. Welcome the sound you hear. You can stretch into the space around you if you like. Wiggling your fingers and toes. And bringing your hands together if you care to in the prayer position, letting your thumbs lightly rest on your breastbone. And offering that same appreciation for yourself that you offered to those teachers. Appreciating yourself and your commitment to your journey, your commitment today. And if you'd like to allow your eyes to gently open, float open, you can gaze at the people on your screen or recognize there are 100 and so people around here and those watching us on recording, and bow to them. Bow to your community, the community of practitioners all over the world. We're all kind of facing the same way with our hearts and minds of compassion and awareness. So thank you for joining me today. I did this practice with my husband this morning, who is pretty resistant to being guided in meditation, though he meditates for at least 40 minutes twice a day. Excuse me. And he had a real awakening to the teachers that had shaped him that he hadn't thought about in 40 or 50 years. And I wonder if the same was true for you. The teachers that maybe didn't know they were teaching you how to see the world or how to see yourself, or they called something out of you before you knew it was there. I'd love to hear if you want to